Woo! Welcome. Welcome all to another edition to your boy's show. Coming in live from sunny Arizona. Cool. I just figured out something. I had a quick button so I could pause and quickly unpause this. That's fantastic. That's neat. Anyways, let's talk. What happened? What happened yesterday? Was anybody surprised? Was anybody scared, worried that what happened yesterday? In my opinion, none of you guys should have been worried. None of you guys should have been scared, and all of you guys should have been prepared for what happened yesterday. Yesterday late last night when I got in, by 5 a.m. I did say there was a possibility that we could potentially be making this a flag here, which obviously we did not. But the idea, the whole mantra of this was yesterday I was just so bearish yesterday, so unbelievably bearish yesterday. For a few reasons. One being this trend line being hit. I saw we just couldn't close over with any significance on a higher time frame. Like the 6 hour couldn't really close over. I had one close over it. 10 hour, one close over it. That trend line really posed this as very difficult. Very difficult to manage. And let's go over yesterday's price action to. And what pisses me off, and this seems to always happen to us and me, is yesterday when I was at home, I was looking for a leading diagonal. You guys remember this? I was looking for a leading diagonal set up to short. Yesterday I thought it was gonna come right here, and I got stopped out right there. And I thankfully had, like I said, I had stop buys to erase this loss. It was only like a $12 loss. Because I was so, as soon as I was in the money, I dropped my stop, and I was already. It wasn't a loss really. It was just fees losing me money basically. Well, anyways, it pisses me off because I was literally looking for that the shitty ass leading diagonal, a quick little pop, and then a death dive to hell. That was literally what I was looking for yesterday. Before I left and decided to go out and have fun, like a fucking plebe. So let's go over price action that yesterday, so we could for better judges. This is clean. This is a clean leading diagonal, like clean as day. I know it doesn't really wedge to the very end, but it does sort of wedges there. It sort of comes here, and then it doesn't really wedge as well as you normally would like. But it's like 1, 2, to see if any rules get broken via Elliott Wave. One, I'm already looking at one I can see be broken. I'm just trying to be sure, 100% sure. Okay, first check passes. Now let's check the big kahuna checks right here. If you don't know what I'm checking, I'm not going to explain it. It takes too long. Okay, and it passes the checks. So this works for a leading diagonal. I'll just explain it. 1's the longest leg, 3's not the shortest, 5's the shortest. The only thing that doesn't really fit is it doesn't really wedge as well as you want, but it doesn't need to be perfect. I've seen them not be perfect before. We get a quick little bounce up, and then a quick death dive. Another logical proposition will be that this is a move, this is a move, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that, in terms of extensions, that doesn't make any sense. So I don't like this. For an extension, in terms of extension and price, this looks very impulsive. Very impulsive. I don't know if we've completed 3 or 5, 4, I don't know. To me, I don't really care. Let me tell you why I don't care. So, when I see this structure, a move, right? One can say, and I will say, great, that's fucking awesome. And I will say, and one can say, that Ethereum could have found its topping, and we are now gonna roll over for more lows. It won't come right away. I'll tell you that, and I'll tell you why it won't come right away too. And I'll get some people bamboozled if this is correct. First of all, if this is indeed, like I said, my primary is from the start since December 22nd. It hasn't really changed. Except one time I threw some other ideas in there, but it hasn't really changed. My primary is still the same, very much the same. A, B, and a C. And in terms of Elliott wave analysis and the structure, Ethereum could have very well found a bottom, and this could be the lowest low that we've ever seen Ethereum making in the world, right? And the reason why I say that is because this has completed a clean as fuck ABC, like to the T. And in terms of Elliott wave analysis, all you need is after a 5-wave impulse, a 3-wave move back in the opposing direction with at least was it 1/3 time? I forgot what I think it's within 1/3, not 1/3, within because in the longevity of things, your bull market, especially your indices and stuff, your stocks and stuff, your corrections are not going to be as long as your bull market. Your bull market is going to be way longer because they're going to be extended. You know, they're going to be way longer than your corrections, and your corrections, but there's still a rule, and this is already past the rule. Look, past the rule. If it's less than this 1/3 range, then it needs more time to correct. But we perfectly hit that 1/3 range. And so in terms of time analysis and structure for Elliott wave, Ethereum could have very well have seen a bottom. And it's very intriguing with Constantinople, because I've had some people say Constantinople, whatever this upgrade, is similar. Don't quote this or them. This is probably, I don't know if this is their opinion or what, but or don't quote me. It's similar to the halving of Bitcoin in 2014. Well, whatever halving Bitcoin has, right? So if this upgrade is similar to the halving that Bitcoin goes through, and also the Elliott wave analysis says that we could have found a bottom. Do you see what I'm trying to say here? It's very likely. It's likely that if this upgrade is very like this Bitcoin having, that Ethereum could have found a bottom. And I ain't lying. I'm being 100. I'm an unbiased trader. I don't care where price goes, as long as I go with price. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. It can go up to $1 million. It can go down to 0. As long as I catch that move, I don't give a shit where it goes. I don't care. As soon as you get married to the bull and bear and bias, you're done. You just pack your bags, get the fuck out. You're done. You don't need to be. You're just done. That means you're too emotional. You're too cocky. You're too arrogant. You just want to be on, rub some sort of thing in someone's face because, oh, you're bullish, blah blah blah. You should have been embarrassed, or you should have been embarrassed, blah blah blah. Stop that right now. Don't get married to a bias. Get married to making money. How do you get married to making money? You follow where money goes. How do you follow where money goes? You have no bias, no emotions. So this is what I'm going to propose. Ethereum either found a bottom, and we're never going to see a low again of this low. It's possible. Or we're now forming this X wave in a 2 degree, which it is, and it has to be within 1/3 range, or 2/3 range of this move, right? And look, we're not quite there. So this is why I like Sean's count too. You typically want this within this is acceptable. Within this is acceptable. But this is really where it's like where you're concrete, like for a fact, like you have like guaranteed, like this is your X wave end, if it like type thing, like for a fact, for a fact. That's your hotspot. This subjective, and you have to be on your toes still. This you can be like really arrogant, really cocky about your call. This subjective, okay? Subjective. Not cocky, not arrogant. On your toes, ready for anything. It just literally, like, you guys seeing this, right? It's like to the day. Like we can go off this at low, this low. Yeah, to the day. That's nuts. I don't know why I keep saying I'm moving it, but I'm not. It looks like they're overlapping. Like they moved back, but it's not. It's weird. So in terms of time frame analysis, this X wave can be done, and we can see this. Oh, I thought I made that. Hold on. I thought I left that up there. Hold on. I need to mark that out because that's pretty important in my opinion. Ooh. So it's not quite under there. I guess I was a little off viewing it from up here. I knew it was off. I knew it looked off. But it's really close. It's within a few days. Again, these are zones. They're not end all be all. Like, although it does happen quite often, give or take, a few. Like, it's a zone. There's a reason why I highlight these zones and just don't put a line. I do put lines in the 2-2s and 1-1s, but I usually make the lines thicker, so it kind of makes a zone as well. So just be mindful. There's zones. This could be a little within a 1% range right here. It could be a zone from each side, But this is where you typically would launch this is your hot spot for your X wave to end, right there. Your hot spot. It's right there. Hot spot. Okay. So either, in my opinion, this, unless we're doing Sean's count, which Sean's count is, like I said, it's plausible it's plausible. Let me go over what will make Sean's count not right for me anymore. In order for this W, he has his move right here, the WXY, if I'm not mistaken. In my opinion, it fits less as a WXY and more as an ABC. And let me tell you why. In your WXYs, typically your W and your Y are what tend to, oh shoot, that's not, tend to equal each other in both, not necessarily, not perfectly, but tend to, and within a range, tend to equal each other, your W and Y. And your X is usually your quick little snappy one. And that's why I say it's usually, and you should expect it to be of 2 lesser degrees. So, if this idea, it already does not fit that mood. If anything, and I've seen it been accepted before, and I've seen it accepted in the book, but it's rare. But what has to happen is your W and X leg have to be very similar, and this is it's distinct. And if we form a flat here, I mean, I guess I'm willing to propose that, but I'm willing to propose something else better, in my opinion, for a flat being put in here. Okay? But I'm gonna get over that right now. I'm gonna finish off with this idea that Sean has. In my opinion, it fits better as an ABC. Typically, your ABCs, your B legs are extremely, like, they're usually really they're really extended in time, in contrast to your A and C leg. Yeah, sometimes you get extensions, but typically, if you got extensions in those legs, it's more likely a WXY of some sort. If it's generating more time expansion than this B leg, then it more typically is going to be a Y or whatever Z leg, rather than your C leg to your B leg. And this is just the moods you have to watch for. And so, to me, this fits better as a ABC. And so, if I could formulate that idea, we can now just try to gauge a time frame. I know it's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be perfect. I'm giving it a little bit of time. Let's see here. Actually, I want it to be perfect. I know we're going to get into where we can put place change right now, but I'm just trying to go over all the ideas right now. So, the top's right there. So yeah, I already labeled this zone. So this zone right here is a zone where I would expect this ABC to end, or WXY, quote unquote, that Sean has proposed. But only, like, if we continue sideways from this point on, then I'm going to propose something completely different. And I'll tell you what I'm going to propose. Now that I've told you what I like about Sean's count and what I don't like about Sean's count, now I'm going to tell you what will happen if we do go sideways beyond Sean's count, and what I'm going to propose from this point on. Okay? So, like I said, I truly believe Ethereum could have found a bottom. Truly believe it. Right? Typical extensions for your wave 3s to 1. See if I can do this. Great. Great. I always do that. I always do that. I wish I could just not do that. So your typical extensions for your wave 3 is your 1.618 extension. correct? You little dickhead. I want to get it perfect. That's good enough. I want to get the top side too, but yes, not having it. Right? Typically you shoot for that, and you often get a 2-2. Okay? So with this idea, let's put this up here. Put that up there. With this idea, I'm going to propose that if we do go sideways in a flat pattern, a flagging pattern, anything else besides a retrace beyond these 2 points right here, because I expect it if it's going to be Sean's count, I expect a retrace beyond this purple zone. And if it's going to be my count, it's going to be obviously beyond that point as well. But if we manage to stay above this pivot right here and flag, why couldn't we propose this as a 1-2 subwave of wave 3? I know that sounds pretty crazy, right? But let's think about it. Just think. If Constantinople upgrade, it really is like Bitcoin had, because think about it. If you read the white paper, I don't know what you want to call it. It says, and if I'm reading it and digesting the information incorrectly, please feel free to stop me and correct me. But from the way I see things, is the upgrade causes the network to be more the coin to be more difficult to mine, or the miners get less back than they previously did before the upgrade. Just look at simple economics like that. Then, if you're a producer, if you're a manufacturer, and you have a product that you're relying on that has a steady price, and all of a sudden that product, and mind you this, every company, everything has a certain percent yield that they want to aim for every time on their sales. That's their gap that they have to maintain from their cost to their profits, to maintain profitability and sustainability and growth in that field. And if they lose that margin and it minimizes any amount, then they will no longer be able to grow or prosper. So if you could take this idea into account with this, the miners that mine Ethereum no longer could mine the Ethereum they were mining at the cost they were previously mining at. Now they have to account for that cost somewhere. I know they're not going to just ignore it and say, hey, you know what, no, we don't care about that. We don't care about that. It's whatever. I'm just going to mine more. But at the same time, it's going to cost me more. Does that make any, like, if I was mining, it would make no sense. I know for a fact I'll be like, okay, whoever wants this stuff I'm mining, you got to pay me more now. So if we do make some sideways action here, which I'm going to be watching for, why couldn't we propose this as a 1-2? Why couldn't we? I'm just wondering. And obviously we have bearish divergence and all that because it's your wave 1. You're not going to get the volume and stuff until this move right here. And then typically your biggest wave in crypto is your 5. Right here. I'm just being an honest guy, being an honest trader, being a trader that could hopefully, in my opinion, I'm able to quickly flip my trades, and I have done that before when I see something wrong. I've done it multiple times. Usually have to be around a computer, obviously, but been there. So that's basically it for Ethereum. I know my count, like I said, my count, we're done here, or we do what Sean says, and we come here and come up like this. But either way, this range should not be broken. Specifically, this range right here. This range should not be broken if we're going to sustain a bearish corrective pattern setup for a long-term setup, you know, for a long-term setup. If we go beyond this point sideways and don't break down beneath any pivots, like if we go up here and this kind of like do that, then this is not going to be breakdown. At the end of a move, your final move should be broken in less time and in less complexities than the moves that it took to get to the top or to the bottom to signify an end to a trend. What do you mean by that? Okay. See how right here, how this got taken out in less time and less complexity. This is complex as fuck, right? This just shot up in one move, basically, right? Less complexity, less time, so you knew that this trend was ended, and even this one was ended. So this entire trend was ended, right? And so we're going sideways. We're now correcting this move, or breaking out. So like I said, we'll see. We'll see. It's very intriguing. Very intriguing. This is a very exciting time. March is going to set up, in my opinion, the rest of this year and next year. this coming month of March to April, and maybe to May. April 20th is the last day of reckoning in terms of where we can really judge the crypto markets to go up or down for a greater period of like 2 to 10 years. Again, if it's going to be my count, then this entire leg right here should be taken out in less time than it took to propose this move. So I'm going to label this solid white blocks, so it's not mistaken. If it's going to be my count, we'll know. If it's going to be Sean's count, we'll know. Time will keep us on our toes and keep us on the right way and pathway. If it's going to be mine, we should create a 5-wave impulse that breaks this barrier. In my opinion, it should create a 1, 2, 3, and we should get a 4 and 5 down there. Typically, you want your final move to be broken in less complexity, and it's typically in the middle in a 3-wave move, and your 5th wave breaks the barrier, like completely breaks the barrier, and then you come up for your retest, then you come down for another 5-wave move to start a new impulsive wave in the opposite direction, or an ABC and finish off your corrective structure of previously moving trend up or down. Okay, now let's get into the smaller time to see if we have any plays for today. Yeah, there's pretty long wicks on the bottom, so I wouldn't be necessarily wanting to short it. Again, this can all still be seen as 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. In my opinion, this trend line right here will hold on its first retest. maybe not. It didn't really pose for much resistance or support. Regardless of the fact, this is impulsive, and I am shorting any move in the opposite direction. I'm not really excited to short it from this low, but I will be monitoring this for sure. So essentially all I'm doing is just mapping out some zones for us to look at to trade. Oop, wrong way. Yeah, I guess I'm not a big fan of the point. The 0.5 is kind of cool, but it doesn't really bode for anything significant in terms of Elliott wave, really. The 0.5 usually gets smashed through really quickly, and it usually runs through one of the far ends. On resistance and support flips, your 0.5s are more prevalent, but in terms of Elliott wave, they're less prevalent or less important. Okay. I also had a proposition, or whatever you want to call it, that this is not a five-way structure. Can it not be a five-way structure? I mean, shoot, dude. If you're unwilling to call this a five-way structure, I'm calling you crypto wave trader. And I'm saying you just don't believe in five-way structures. That's one of the cleanest five-way structures I've seen in a while. Cleaner than that. That's like it's like very like. I know, man. That looks like a clean 5 to me. And I'm not gonna. It's gonna go with what I feel. So again, for us for today, let's look at. This is creating some nasty divergence. Let's see here. Where's your top? Right here. So 1, 2, 30-minute, same thing, 15-minute. And look how well our RSI worked for us. Got us out right here, which is pretty good on a 1 hour. Right there. And also right there, you could have got out. And right there, could have got out. And then this next candle, you died. The 15-minute worked, 30-minute worked extremely well. Curled over right there, got rejected right there. 15-minute worked extremely well too. Curl over, rejected right there. Let's look at. Okay, we got divergence. We should immediately test the range. Your range high or low at high at this point, which we did not really. We really didn't. I mean, we kind of tested that X range. We kind of tested this X range point. Not really. We actually really did not do anything. We really didn't test that. To me, that looks like a correction, impulse. I'm gonna come up with this. I'm not interested in shorting this because it's just until like, let's see here. Do I have a 30-minute time frame we can go off of? Maybe if this trend line is broken, we gotta be very careful. Very careful. You got dwindling volume too. I'll look at Bitcoin and see if we can get any sort of points and tips towards direction for Bitcoin. See, that move right there is just so weird. I know for a fact that's leading diagonal, but then what's is this an A, B, C? It could be, you know, it could be one A, B, C, but this is so overextended. It just makes no sense. But because of extensions and stuff, I'm just gonna run with this idea right here. Again, I'm not interested in shorting unless like maybe that 30-minute trend line on the RSI is broken and held under with like 2 closes. In my opinion, this looks like it should go up before it goes down. It looks like we are going up slightly. And I'll be more interested in shorting Ethereum around 145, 149, 153. And simple play. Let's go to the hourly. Look, the hourly is underneath this, rejecting this. Let's see. Last time we got underneath this, it's kind of a fake out. But just watch for it to hit this 45 we have here, because it usually gets a good rejection off that. If it's indeed a downtrend. If it's an uptrend, then your stop will get taken out. But if it's indeed the downtrend, you get a really good play if you short this zone, especially on that 4 hour. What's the 4 hour look like? We're still hovering in this zone, so we haven't broken any significant zones on the 4 hour. As long as we hold 80-40 for Ethereum on this 4 hour, it could be seen as bullish. Okay? So that's why I'm very curious to, is this really a bottom for Ethereum or not? Because if we maintain this and this is indeed the bottom for Ethereum, like we potentially proposed, then like I said, we will stay above this trend line here and above this purple box, and the RSI should do the same. It should do this. It should do this. If this is gonna be a flat and a 1-2, you should get bearish divergence across, or negative in this 4 hour time frame right here. It should bounce up, create this divergence or negative here, like this. You should not get a close above this range, like that. Should not get a close above that range. Or if it's going to create a flat, it's going to bounce above this on RSI, this point on RSI. You're going to get that divergence right here, like this. And then you shouldn't get a close above this yellow trend line. Whoa, what the hell? This yellow trend line proposed here. And then it'll short, come down to this one, and then what RSI will do here will give you this bullish divergence, and this will either give you, well, 2 things will happen. It will either give you bullish divergence by breaking this low, like this, and this will break up for that wave 3, and you see that trend line that will be there, and that's when why can't I move this? Okay, well, that was weird. It'll break that trend line, come up, trend shift, and then we're bullish for that wave 3. Triple stack, curls over, and then we're in a corrective phase, and then back up into bullish phase. If this is gonna not, it'll be very easy to watch on a 4-hour again. If it's not gonna do this, no matter what, in my opinion, we should get some sort of bearish divergence setup right here. Some sort of negative, regardless if it's going to be a flat or a breakdown like me and Sean proposed. The only difference is on the flat and the more bullish setup is that you're going to create that bullish divergence and volume won't come in on this last leg. But on mine and Sean's, you'll get the same setup in RSI. You get this bearish divergence or negative coming through here. If it's going to be mine and Sean's, we won't get up here. We will stay down here. If it's going to be more bullish, we'll tap this gold range, and then we'll look at the flat idea more closely. If we stay beneath this range right here, we're going to look at the mine and Sean's idea more closely. Okay? But again, to go over it, you should get the same exact setup, a negative coming here, or here, go off this RSI here, and then the difference, like I said, is that you're going to get volume on this breakdown, instead of not getting volume, and you will break that low, right there. And then on Sean's count, what you would get is a hidden bullish divergence, where is it? On some higher time frame like this. I'm trying to see. I think it's the. I think it'll be here, honestly. I think it'll all be on the 4-hour. I thought it was going to be on a higher time frame, but it still might be on that 4-hour. To be honest with you guys. So if it's going to be Sean's count, you get some nasty hidden bullish divergence across there like this. Or here on a 4-hour like that. And this will stay high like this. In this zone somewhere. It will not necessarily up here, but it'll stay within this range right here. I'll highlight it real quick. It'll stay within this range right here. If it's going to be Sean's. It'll stay in this range. It's going to be Sean's with RSI looking like this, creating this hidden divergence across this point to this point, like this. And then we should pivot, create some sort of basing pattern, similar to this. I don't know. It might actually just pivot and take off. We'll see. I don't know. And if it's going to be mine, I know this is a lot going over. If it's going to be mine, RSI should look very similar to this. But the difference is my price will be more impulsive. Because like I said, this will be my 1, 2, and this will be my 3. And so price, instead of making this hidden bullish divergence, with price staying above the zone, this zone right here, price will get under the zone and delete that hidden bullish divergence and create a trend shift. So, that is all. That is absolutely all for Ethereum. 100%. 100%, I think. Longs are still high, so longs still didn't get crushed. that meme wasn't just a meme. This is way too, yeah, looking at Bitcoin, this is, if you're not shorting this bounce, you're definitely not an LUA trader. Tell you that. If you're not shorting this bounce, you're not an LUA trader. The only way I would not short this bounce if this was some sort of C leg. Like an A, B, C. And I expected an up move from here. Like, is this an A, B, C? What? A, B, C? What? No way. It could be. This could be. That could. I mean, sure. It can be. It can very well be. Still need more time. Has to be within 1/3 range to be the same complementing leg if it's at A and C, which is here. Still needs more time. Still needs something to go down with. Cool beans. Gain some more direction, more ideas. Not ideas, but this is helping. Well, Bitcoin's price action was clean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Woo! Death. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Death. I expect this to be pretty violent. So, not violent, but pretty retractive. Because people are still bullish, I feel like. Like, really bullish. There's still a lot of longs. So, for Bitcoin, much of the same for Bitcoin. Not so terrible so far. What's that mean? What do you mean? What do you mean not so terrible so far, my friend in my chat box? Speak up. Damn it. I always do that. I'm really liking this zone for this Bitcoin. Oh, I'll look at your link right now. For some reason, their links don't pop up in my chat box, so I'll look at it right now. Hold on. That sounds intriguing me because it's all that. It's just there. So let's do some meme. Let's get this Darth Maul candle in here. So we'll see how this goes. If this is gonna be a completed one leg, Damn. How did I do that? How did I manage to do that? That's funny. Then I could you're gonna want to expect it within here. It can, although it can, depending on what type of structure. If we're in a new impulsive structure to the south, like my count. If we're in my count, then the hotspot is also to be very watched for at the moment for a turnaround zone, which is where we're at right now. Because on those really impulsive moves, your retracements are sometimes a lot shorter, but it still has to be within this 2/3 range. That's an absolute must rule across all boards. Across all boards. But if it was to complete a better pattern, it would be within this range right here. I'm more willing to say it's going to go to the last two zones. If it's going to be a B leg, this is for if it's a 1-2. If it's a B leg, it'll be a lot longer. If this is a B leg, we'll do this. A B leg could extend all the way out to this. And typically, you expect your B legs to be at least a 1-to-1. If not greater. Like I said, typically your hot spot for your B leg is this. And then another zone over here that I don't have depicted out yet. Too many zones. This is the 2.36 and the 2. So this is within this range. I'm not going to highlight it. I don't think it'll go that long. I don't think it'll go that long, but it's a possibility. This can be very interesting. When's the upgrade? The 7th? 27th? Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm so curious to see what's gonna happen over the next few days, because like I said, if this is 1-2. Well, I don't know what it'll be for Bitcoin. Like I said, Ethereum and Bitcoin, you don't have to be on the same page, obviously. They're going to be in different counts in the longevity of things, but they're going to, in general, be on the same page. Yeah, I just don't see why you wouldn't short any bounce from this point. In terms of Elliott Wave. We have to get let's just erase all this for now. We don't need all this. like I said, for Elliott wave, you gotta break things up in terms of impulsive moves and corrective move. So motive waves and corrective waves, expansive waves and contractive waves. Once you get a very clear and strong motive wave, and you could deem it as a top and a bottom point, like right here, this is obviously the top, and I think this is a clear, to me it looks like a pretty good, it looks like it could have found a bottom for now, you know, a temporary bottom for like the day or two, whatever you want to call it. And so you expect at least some sort of correction in the opposite direction that has a little bit more time usually on it. These are for your mono waves and stuff like that. Like I said, your entire bull market structures and stuff like that, for your like your indices, not indices, your stock markets and stuff like that. Obviously it's gonna be different because the stock market is just this bull, you know, that it goes up more than it goes down, you know. So, but when it comes to your mono waves, this is a typical type of mood you want to look for. Once you get a very strong impulse, you look for time to kind of flutter out a little bit longer than the impulse did. Right? So if we got an impulse, then we're expecting some sort of something coming this way. We don't know what it would look like, but something coming this way, right? If this is correct, like I said, if this is not a motive wave, then I'm fucking stupid and blind, or I'm missing a count, being like this is A, and like I said B, and this is C, which I just don't believe. But if we can define moves in motives and corrective waves, and we understand that after every motive wave there must be a period of correction, then we could distinguish moves and price action better. And I know you have to, this is where you have to start fitting in pieces to the puzzle. Like, okay, this looks like it could be complete. So if this is, okay, this is a three-way move, three-way drive, right? Three-way drive, right? After a potential impulse, right? And this took this amount of time, right? Greater than the impulse took to get there, right? Right? But in less expansion in price, right? Right? And so if we have a potential ending to a move, a potential ending to an extreme move, extreme being the entire count, why wouldn't you assume this is the start of something potentially very big? Like I said, the only thing I don't like about it is Ethereum looking so freaking bullish on everything. I'm not gonna lie, it does. So I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. But if you have all this set up there, why wouldn't you at least attempt a short after a move down and some sort of corrective expansion? Because no matter what, after a 5-wave move, you need 3-wave moves coming back the other way, regardless. And this 3-wave moves could expand to a multi 3-wave move, where it's a WXY, 3XY. But also, if this is a 5-wave move, we at least need a 3-wave move coming this way. And if this is a completed 3-wave move from this 5-wave move, or whatever you want to call it, I don't know if this is a 5-wave move, I don't care. All I know is impulsive. If this completed a 3-wave move after this impulsive wave, why wouldn't you bet your pennies and your nickels and dimes on this, potentially creating new lows? This is how a wave trader should trade. If you use Elliott wave analysis, if you're an Elliott wave trader and you still haven't gotten a system down, you trade it like this in a series of not if, ands, or buts, but what is more plausible, what is more likely in terms of structure and time, right? Like for example, let me show you a quick example real quick. Let's just go down here. Quick example. If you get a motive wave coming up like this, and you have a corrective wave right here, right? And you get a motive wave up right here, right? What are you doing on this next move coming down? You're buying it, no matter what, because you got a motive wave going up. Now this, obviously, you have to account for whatever happened over here, but it's just assumed that you assume that this is a potential bottoming or topping point structure. So like you had like a bigger impulsive structure this way, and now you're correcting it this way. And so you got this impulsive move up, you got this correction down, right? And this is where Fibonacci growth comes to account. And so you go to buy this wave, right? You buy it, right? It comes up. As a smart trader, you should take profit here. And you should take profit here, right? Okay, you take profit, move your stop up, but it breaks down and you get stopped out. What should you do on this move right here? What should you do on this move right here? You should be buying it. Why? Because this is impulsive and this is still corrective. So it comes in here, you buy it, it breaks up. But at this point, you're like, I'm not too sure if this is an ending a complex move or if we've created some sort of a beginning complex move and we're ending with a simple move. And so you use, again, Fibonacci to help you distinguish this. My favorite is that gold zone. Highlight it. Map it out. If on this move, your price action fails to swing over that gold zone and close over it, then you know, okay, we're still corrective. We're still corrective. And so you would sell that, and that move that you bought in from down here, from up here, from this move, so you saw this, bought it here, you saw it getting rejected here, sold, and you're coming down. Now what are you doing? What are you doing here again? You're buying. You're buying again. You're buying, you're buying, you're buying. And then it breaks out. Could have formed a WXY. Well, WXY. This is how a wave trader should trade. This is how a wave trader must trade in order to truly harness the full capabilities and full potential of Elliott wave. And then you use other ideas. Shout out to Anil Mango. Let me hold on. I need to shout this guy out. This guy. If you want to learn more about what I just talked about, follow him, not me. He's cool. Well, you can follow me. I catch on pretty quickly, people say. But this guy, just watch a few of his videos, and he just draws stuff and just talks. And you see, if you don't understand anything about Elliott wave analysis, you have no chance. No chance in understanding this. No chance. No chance. Go read the book first. Go get some basic understanding of Elliott wave. Then go watch his videos. And then if you want to join in a trading group with that uses that analysis to bounce ideas with, then you can join his group or our group. Yes, he has a group. And no, I'm not in it. Let's just do this. So, based on what I just went over, why wouldn't we sell this next move up if we get a move up? Like I said, I'm not really wanting to short this right now. But yes, it can be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this, and then we get an ABC, and then another 5-way move. If you're a scalper, like I said, it's potentially a good setup. For me, I think I'm just gonna try to wait for this better setup right here. I'm more of like a kind of like a not a swing play. It's more a day trade. Okay, this move should be violent like this, or similar in it. It's gonna be bearish, you know. The volume is not good for the bulls. Look at that. More volume on this sell, on this 4-hour candle than the topping candles and the breakout candle. And this candle got lower than the breakout candle's inception. That creates a negative divergence across these points. And that's not good for the bulls. If this was going to stay bullish with volume this high, you would have stayed high like that. And all this zone would have taken all that volume, and all these buyers would have bought all that volume up, and we would have took off new highs. Simple, right? Simple idea, right? Simple, right? Simple. So like I said, it's more of a bearish setup, regardless. Price action looks more bearish. On our side looks more bearish. Volume looks more bearish. Structure looks more bearish. I'll be very, very surprised if we come down this hard and we just start moving up. And I'll take that loss any day. I don't care. Prove me wrong. For you know, I don't care. I don't care. Don't care. I took 2 losses yesterday before I made a win on those scalps because I was fishing for this short. Although I didn't really get it because I was stupid. Sort of that. Short of here, close out here, short of here. Lost this one, and then I lost another one. I forgot where it was. I think it was right here. I was fishing for this top. And then I decided to go have fun at night. When we moved up here. And I placed short orders on Ethereum that were never met. So yeah, this looks like a 4 for sure now. 4 for sure. 4 for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't know if I'm really interested in shorting it unless 30-minute gets broken and closed under. We really don't have any divergences to play off of, so that really makes me believe that this is still... Yeah, not interested until this trend line is broken on the 30-minute RSI. Not interested. This 30-minute RSI has to break. And it might on this one, in my opinion, it might. Looks like it's going to want to. So watch for this close. Yeah, I think this comes down. To be honest, I do. Yeah, I think this comes down. You could probably expect these ranges right here to be tested. In terms of a short play, you would just... Because this shouldn't move up anymore if this is a 3-4 beyond this point. And so you could... See how this plays out. I'm very curious to see if I can take this short. I'll be very happy if this moves up right now and breaks this high, because then I know for a fact I'm going to be shorting this high. Right now I'm in limbo. I don't know for a fact if this move is done. So I guess welcome to live scalping. Hi, we're live scalping now. Potentially. Very curious. That's all I'm looking for. Is this a flat? A, B, C? We haven't broken any significant trend lines. Yeah, we totally erased this entire final move, but this entire final move could be part of this A, B, C here. A, B, C. And we're just erasing the entire final move of B. If we could get below this right here, I'll be more confident to enter a short, just because that to me would say this is impulse. Let me get rid of all this drawing. I know I have a lot of shit here. Let me get rid of this box and just put 2 lines. Needs to break that low to feel confident. So close. Because this could be all A, B, C. Looking at RSI. Looking at RSI. We don't really have any hidden divergences. So the only thing we have is that nasty bearish divergence forming here on this 15-minute. It's a pretty nasty negative forming. You got a divergence. Can it break up? pivoted, gonna break that low, came up, couldn't break that high again. We just need to break this low to feel confident about this, about going short. That's all it is. It really is. I'm trying to see if we can see anything that's more alluding to, okay, we're definitely breaking down right now, or okay, we're still in ABC. And I think it's that, honestly. I think it's this. I do. That was pretty aggressive though. That was a pretty aggressive sell-off. Pretty aggressive sell-off. It hit a perfect algo target though, so I'm liking it as an ABC a lot. Perfect algo target. So I'm liking it a lot for an ABC. Don't necessarily want to take that long though, although it's not a completely horrible setup. It's just, in my opinion, the trend is now down and you just don't want to risk yourself. The trend is your friend type thing, you know? Although this, oh, wrong way. Although this play can be seen for a decent play. Gosh. So what is this? All you're aiming for is the dead cat. Either the dead cat, well that's the 0.5 retrace. It's not necessarily a dead cat. Why is this dead cat? I don't know why I have a green. That's why I label colors. That's why I have colors. That's why colors are so important. I already hit the dead cat bounce zone perfectly. Look at that. Hit it and this died. So again, I'm not curious to short unless we break underneath that zone. To me, if we break underneath this zone, that's more of an indication that this is a 1 through 5, and we're coming out for a 5. Your fifth waves are typically your more explosive waves, but not always. I wouldn't expect 5 to get underneath this the first try. And I don't know, I honestly wouldn't really even think it would close underneath this yellow trend line. I think it will wick under and close above it, potentially. Need more price action, but alright, you guys, if you have any questions for me, feel free to shoot me any questions and I'll answer them. Feel free. EOS died too easily. That's too clean. I already did Bitcoin. I did Bitcoin. I'm not interested in trading Bitcoin in terms of scalping. So I'm not going to go over scalping or setups for Bitcoin. In my opinion, like I said, Bitcoin, we're going to form something like this. What fake wall? What do you mean by fake walls? If you're talking about your order book, walls are all fake. Stop paying attention to that shit. The only type of order books and like order sizing and positioning sizing in regards to other traders that you want to care about, it's all on tensor charts. And if you don't understand to read those volume bars, those volume data in regards of those volume bars, then you don't need to be on that. But those walls you see on the order book, just stop it. Stop. I don't look at the walls. Yeah, I look at the order book, but I don't look at it as walls and points of resistance and stuff. I just look to see where, I guess where you see the mood of the people are going. Like a wall will get put up. Sure, that's one trade. That's one, potentially a million traders, but usually it's one person or a group of a few people. But then what I'm more curious about is the profile of the rest of the volume data. So like, you know how it goes like, here's that big wall, whatever, fuck it. But then like the rest of it kind of like flattens out, or does the rest of it go high like that? You know, like what is it? How's the wall look? Does it like go like that? Does it go really high? Is there a wall here like that? Another wall there like that, like that? What I'm more interested in is the slope rather than where the fuck the wall is. You know? Look at the slope. Look at the slope. In contrast to the other side. What has a greater slope? You know? Don't worry about that stuff. It'll mess you up before it'll help you. It'll mess you up before it'll help you. Okay? That's for sure. Yeah, I just wouldn't pay attention to it. To be honest with you, like I can't tell you the last time I looked at the order book and looked at a wall like that. I literally just look at the order book and I look at the slopes and I zoom out, and if I see one drastically like it's like this, you know, here's the, so it's like this, you know, then you have, what this means is that you have buyers walking up towards the line to try to meet the sellers, but the sellers aren't interested and they're walking away. And sometimes your buyers aren't interested in your sellers and will start walking away, and then your sellers will start walking towards the buyers because they're interested in the buyers. Don't look at it as price and shit. Stop. Just look at it as slopes and people's ideas. They're what they want. And what they want is a certain price. I know it sounds dumb. A certain price, but what they're willing to negotiate at. That's what they're trying to. This is what this is. This is all it is. This is all this gauges is the negotiation between these two people, between the sellers and the buyers. Where is it at? Is it great? Is it great? Is there great expense? There's no interest. Is it really tight? Really tight interest? Like you go either way type thing. Is it really heavily favored one way? You know? This is how I look at it. I don't look at it as a price. And as soon as you start looking at it as a price, that's when you start getting married to prices. And when you start getting married to prices, it's once you start giving up your freedom towards the market. Don't get married. Be free. Be free. Don't get married. Not really in real life, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, Bitcoin is very peculiar, very strange structure. Bitcoin's a little bit less. This could be ABC, a lot of things. Again, I'm not interested in shorting unless it gets higher or a 30-minute trend line breaks on Ethereum and holds on like a 1 to 2 candle close. Okay. All right. Let's go. That's it for the cryptos. I think that's it for the cryptos. I think that's it for the cryptos. Yeah, as soon as you start trying to count subways is when you start getting lost. That's why I'm trying to, not lost, but you mixed up, and it's a mix. You don't want to get mixed up. It's a mix. Yeah, to me, I think we put this ABC in right here. I do. For some reason, this looks right. This just looks right. Looking at the vertices. Yeah, I'm thinking this goes up for sure. I think this looks like it has potential to definitely go up. What would have made me like 100% certain is if we would have went just a little bit higher and tested that right there as support. Then I would have longed the shit out of that. But we're just slightly under that range. But if we could move up, if we could creep up over this next few hours like this, I might long this, and I'll inform my members for sure to one of these 2 points right here. Those aren't bad plays. A 3% and a 7% play. They're not bad. But I'll be more interested in the short after that. Okay. But it has to prove to me we want to stay in this zone. If we're gonna start our 5-way breakdown, 5th-way breakdown, we should start now. We should be clearing these lows pretty soon, and then we should be down here within the end of the day. Okay. That's basically it, you guys. Unless you have anything like super drastic and important you want me to cover in crypto, that's it for the crypto for sure. Again, I'm not interested in any position until I get a little bit more clarity. Yes, in terms of the bigger picture, I do see a short setup, but I just don't know if it's going to come right now today, or if we're due for one more low, because it looks like we could be due for one more low on the smaller time frames. Yeah, that's what I see it for sure. For sure. There's still a lot of logs open, so I'm telling you, shorting's gonna be. I was all over that shit. I was telling everybody in my group yesterday, shorting is what we wanted to be doing. And I still think that's what we want to be doing. Okay. Let's go over to I'm interested in these plays. I am, as a scalper today, I'm interested. Yeah, that looks very impulsive. Like this could be 1, 2, 3. Coming down now. Like I said, I'll be if we can break these lows with some confidence, I'll be interested in potentially entering up some shorts. Short scalps. Target 133 minimum at 120, like 126 to 124. Yeah, this is kind of like in no man's land, so like I would definitely expect. And bounced off a decent support. Not horrible. 127 though, 128 is really good. Dang. This 4 hour kind of looks atrocious. Oh, there's this move down for that little. Okay, we broke that low. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. See how this reacts. Now I'm definitely interested. This could still be an A, B, C to complete this. Let's see if we've broken any rules to this A, B, C here. The biggest rule is just retracement. It must perfect. Oh my gosh, that's literally golden. I might long this. I know it's great. I know this is literally how. I'm looking at It's a good reaction. Prove to me that this ABC is true. Prove to me. All I need is just a little. I need a few closes up right here, and I'll long this up into this purple zone right here. Prove to me. Come on. Or like I said, if it falls out here, gets a few closes down here, and then I will short it down here. We got this wick down here, but we didn't erase. There's still a possibility that it still could be an ABC, because the ABC, the max, in my opinion, I don't like going over that 1.618. As soon as it gets over that 1.68 retracement, whatever you want to call it, it's really not an ABC and more impulsive. So for me, the max zone for this ABCs is this gold 1.618 extension zone, which I just depicted right here, and this lower zone, and we literally tagged on the dot. And I did notice that both on the extension of the dead cat zone and these zones, we had two strong reactions in both zones. This wasn't necessarily a strong reaction, but it was a pretty strong reaction, and this was a strong reaction in my opinion, in contrast to what this just did. And so I'm kind of, it's like someone's fishing for this B wave to end as well, right? Interesting. Yeah, if we can get this 15-minute close like this up in here, up in this range right here, I'll be very confident into this ABC up right here. In my opinion, it just makes more sense. But like I said, that's the really small time frame, like the 1 minute stuff, looks like it could have one more low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I'm going to potentially get out of here, if anyone has any questions like that, I wanted to cover some of these. All right, what was that? News? Where does that just pop up? Is that a window? Where did I pop up all those news? Interesting. Oh well. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. That's old news. Okay. With Bitcoin breaking down stuff, I'm really curious to what DXY is gonna do. Because I really thought DXY, when we're gonna break out, like get that last breakout, which we did, we're gonna get it in this leg right here, but we didn't. So I'm just trying to piece together the puzzle. Because when DXY goes down, Bitcoin tends to go up, and when DXY goes up, Bitcoin tends to go down or sideways. So if DXY truly is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it should make us more bullish for Bitcoin, but it looks, I don't know, it's going to be very interesting. These next few months, this next month or so, it's going to be very interesting. Because DXY looks bearish, and it looks like Bitcoin could have potentially put in its high for the month or whatever you want to call it, year, I don't know, quarter, half a year. So, and I guess this is another reason why I like Sean's count as well, is because if our count is correct with DXY, and this is a leading diagonal one, and it's a 1, 2, coming down for 3 now, like this, then it'll make sense that we do what Sean proposed. And we come down. So DXY could be done completing. It could form one more high. So we could get, this could be this, it could be this, it could be that. If we do this, then we will create that. Like, this will definitely be the move for a fact. It will definitely be this flat for a fact. And if this breaks down like this and the money does flood to us, then we should pivot. Like I said, we should pivot above this for sure, and then it should just explode. But just, I don't know, it's gonna be very interesting, very interesting, very interesting. With DXY looking really like the long-term charts looking really bearish, and Ethereum looking really bullish in terms of it could potentially have a bottom, it's gonna set up for a very interesting next few months. For a fact. For a fact. So same thing. This is very ugly price action. This is good luck with trying to count that. You know, if you're an alleyway trader, good luck. You're gonna get 1,000,001 accounts in there. That's move. That's move. That's move. Good luck. NZD is again. It's an old count. Oh shoot, no, I was like, that's the bigger thing. This structure is so wacko. So wacko. So wacko. The only thing is to say that this is very interesting setup here. I do expect this right here to clear these highs and tag this this green line, and then after this we could really gauge to what's going on, because the bullish side of it is that we will just totally clear this and keep going, or the thing I've been watching to see if we play out is that this is impulse, correction, impulse for your W, your X, and your Y. Very peculiar. Yeah, I do like this. I think I like this, honestly, I do. I'm gonna be eyeing this setup. I'm gonna keep this one on the radar. I'm gonna keep this one on the radar for sure. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus. What the hell? What's going on here? I might actually even place sales up here. Between 0.6903 and 0.692, I'm probably going to place some sales in hopes that I catch a wick up in that zone. I'm going to place some sales up in this zone and hope that I catch a wick, because it gives me a really good stop loss placement, so I don't mind this at all. I don't mind this at all. At all. See, no volume's coming through yet, so I'm liking this a lot, you guys. I am. So this is a potential. Sorry, Sean. I'm going against you on this one, buddy. We'll see how it goes. I'll be happy to be taken out here. Because it's good, quick. Don't place yourself like a play, like right above it. Manage your position, manage your placements, manage your entries. Make sure your lowest entry is not your biggest entry. Don't be greedy and just think like be arrogant in your position sizing and positioning, with your biggest order being your furthest away from the current price entry point and so forth. So you could really I'm not a big fan of averaging in, because averaging in means you didn't have a plan and you entered in too early and now you're down some and now you're just trying to cover your ass. What I'm showing you here is not that. We have a plan, and we have a very distinct plan, and it's not averaging in. This is called pyramiding. This is called pyramiding your positions. And how I pyramid my position is I go 10, 20, 30, and 40. Okay? 10, 20, 30, and 40. A final zone I signify as decent. For a zone where price can turn around, and then I pyramid or layer appropriately. 10. Jesus Christ. Guess let's do this though. And they're all basically equidistant from each other. Sometimes I'll have one pretty out there. Like usually it's this one. I'll have like really out there, or this one like really down there. This depends, you know. But I try to keep them pretty equidistant, and so it'll just look like this. It's like say I'm going for a short. And your average should look like this if you do it right. That equals 100% of your entire lot. It depends. You know, I've seen many numbers, but it's just typically 2 to 5. And then how you place your stop is how on you. My members use a certain position sizing stop placement rule system, whatever we would call it, and it helps get us really good tight stops and really good stops that are not going to get wicked in or wicked out. But this makes it so, say, and like I said, I like to make the entries pretty much equidistant from each other. And so if you could just bear with me, if this was 20, 15, 10, and 5, I know it's pretty drastic. Let's go like 30, 28, 26, 24. Your average is 27. So like I said, 30, 28, 26, 27. Well, it wouldn't be your average because you got 40% of your the average number is here, 27. But I understand you got the majority of your position up here. So it'll be closer. I forgot the math. I need to find my notes. I have notes somewhere that does this math, where it tells you the average of your price, your average price entry. Kind of having a brain fart over this math for some reason. Dumb. SMH. Because it's not this. Because you got 40% here. trying to think of how to do the math real quick in my head, and I'm having a brain fart, which is unfortunate. Because that was... Unfortunately, I got a brain fart, so I'll have to tell you guys the math behind it, how to get it, how to judge. I know some exchanges tell you your average entry, like I think BitMEX tells you your average entry. Kraken does not tell you your average entry, so I need to find my notes. I have 1,000,001 notes laying around here, which is unfortunate. To tell you how to judge. Okay, where's my actual average? We got 10% here, 20% here, 30% here, 40% here. Most of the weight is up here, so it's not going to be right in the middle. If it was right in the middle, that means you went in with each position exactly the same size, but you didn't do that. Your position sizing on the terms of weight is higher on the top side in this setup, short setup. So your average should be up here in this upper half, and this bodes for a really good system to get you in higher than lower. Because like I said, a lot of people who pyramid or layer or whatever, they not actually layering. They enter here, and then price moves on. Then they're like, oh fuck, they enter again, and then price moves on. Then they enter again. Then price moves on. They enter again. But what happened was they entered here with like 50% of the portfolio, and then like 10% here, and then like 10% here, and then like 10% here. And the next thing you know, they're like, fuck. Should I cut it now? Should I cut this loss? I'm down a shit ton. When if you would have done it the opposite way, you wouldn't be in negative unless price stayed up here. And if price dipped below there, you're good. But with this guy, you would be negative all the way until they get dipped back below there, and the entire time they're stressed out because they mismanaged their money, mismanaged their entry points, and started chasing a losing trade. As soon as you start doing this, you lost. As soon as you start doing that, you lost. What you should have done was you should have had a stop that should have stopped you out before you even got to this idea of doubling down. You should have got stopped out. And if your setup was still there, say like you saw a 5 wave coming up like this, and your setup was still there, you're trying to catch a top, then sure, okay, you got wicked out. Okay, moves up, short again, get wicked out. Okay, that's 2 like minimal losses. Then he's short again. Then he gets, that's your big kahuna. Then he win. Then he win all that plus back. Believe in stops. Believe in money and risk management. If you don't, you will be so frustrated with yourself when it comes a year or two of why the fuck my portfolio looks exactly the fucking same than it did when I entered, or worse. You're gonna be really pissed. Just trust the system. Trust the process. If you have a good system, you should win more than you lose, so. Okay, that's pretty nasty rejection off this. This was like a clean 5-wave impulse though, so like I said, is this an A, is this a B, and this is a C, or is this one, and then we're gonna come up like this for a bigger ABC? Because this is very peculiar price action. Like, yeah, you can say this is A, B, C, sure. And you can also say this is A, this is B, this is C, this is, and then this is A, this is B, and now we're coming A and a B and a C. Regardless, I'm very interested in this pairing. Because like I said, if it's an impulse, then it's 1, 2, 1, 2, and I get stopped out. I don't care. 1, 2, 3. If it's a bearish setup, then it's going to be A, all this is B, and we're going to break some trend lines here pretty soon. a little too tight for my liking. That was like a clean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clean as 5-wave impulse. A short wouldn't be bad for this, a short scalp, but as soon as you break over that wave 5, you can just keep running. So you just gotta, again, you could hurt yourself trying to catch tops, or you could really make a living off it. But it just depends on how you trade. There's a certain ways. There's a certain way that you trade when trying to do this. Like, okay, we have a potential 5-wave impulse, right? We have a potential ending point, right? So you went short on this divergence, right? Okay, say you get stopped out once, right? You get stopped out once, right? And then price moves up, and you're like, this still shows, it's still bearish divergence. It still looks like a 5-wave impulse. And look at this. So you short again, right? And then you get stopped out again. And then you're like, okay, do I still have a potential bearish setup? Is it still bearish? Is it still what I need to see to be have my setup, my checks? This is where traders get stuck right here. This is where they get stuck. This is exactly where they get stuck. And they don't understand extensions and stuff like that. By saying this, you already know, okay, if you're an active trader, we got a 1-to-1 extension beyond this first move up. So you just look for very obvious points in price to turn around. And then you use time as well to help. Because two of your moves are going to be very similar, and one of them is going to be really extended. This looks like the third wave's extended, right? So you could go off the base here. Or you can go off the base there, depending on where you see the end. And both of them, to me, work pretty well. And this too is subjective. You could say this is the end, or you could say that's the end. To me, this is the end right there. And so now they have these little ideas here. If price continued up beyond this point, and then past this point, and then past this point too, then you could be really, you could really start to question. Okay, this could actually keep running. It could be an extended, huge wave. It could have just been one huge extension, and next thing you know, we're coming up for an even bigger extension. Because now your time analysis is invalidated. Your extension for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is now invalidated. It's very rare you get 2 extensions in the same leg. Very rare. Very, very rare. And you see where you got an extension beyond a 1-to-1 all the way to basically a 1.618 extension. Actually, it was to a 1.618 extension. So this is where traders get in trouble because they don't understand when my idea is wrong, or when can it be signified as for sure, like I could scrap it, like we gotta move on. So this cleared that last move in less time, so this is definitely gonna come down to at least here, in my opinion, pretty soon, within seconds. And this should, if this is indeed a breakdown, it should break the low, come up like that. If it's not a breakdown and it's just a corrected subwave of this, then it'll just go here and then move up. But I'm very interested in New Zealand USD for a potential short setup. I need this trend line to be broken on a higher time frame, like this 15-minute. I know it's a higher time frame, 15 minute. So I know 15-minute is my favorite time frame to trade on Forex. But I'll be watching this. USD CAD. So it did drop. In my opinion, it's going to drop a little bit more too, but I wouldn't short it. Might do that. 1, 2. It's either 1, 2, 3, 4 now. I don't know. To me, this looks like this was 1, 2 and a running flat in there. You had 1, 2. This is 3, 4, and we're coming down for 5 now. And this is either an A, B, C, or a 5-wave impulse. When I look at this, I don't know. It's hard. This was hard too. A move, a move, a move, a long move, then this was WXY, expanding flat and Y, and then came down here. So I think this is an ABC followed by another ABC. This is one. Don't expect to get down here, but it's possible. Typically, your hotspots for your ABCs, this is indeed A, B, C. This is very, like I said, this is very peculiar, strange price action in this range. That looks like a move though. This subwave right here looks way too small to be part of this subwave. Yeah, not even close to being in the right time frame. That's literally a 1-to-1 on a dot. So this could be a WXY because it's a 1-to-1 on a dot. This is a W, this is X, coming out for Y now. But obviously this will take a while. The reason why I say that is because see how this is this is 3 moves right here. And in this 3 we get a 3-wave move, a 3-wave move, and a 3-wave move. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wave pivot. So we're gonna look for the same thing. 1, 2. Yeah, I'm looking for basically the same thing. ABC. I'm looks like this ABC is going to be a little bit more impulsive. If this is indeed the... And I'm very interested in shorting CAD. USD CAD. Because of this. Because this subwave matched this and it entered boundaries and it does not channel well, I cannot call it a 1, 2, 3, 4, and I cannot call it a WXYXZ. WXYXZs like to channel very well with wicks on either side, but closes within the boundaries. And so this does not fit that really. Doesn't really channel very well, so I can't really. I don't like that as a WXY. Does not channel very well at all. Yeah, it channels decently. Let's see what time frame. These two moves right here have to be less time than this. They're not. They're more time. So yeah, I do like these as A, B, C, then X, then they're coming down for an A, B, C. I do like this like that because of those ideas. Very peculiar price action. Like I said, this is tough to gauge. We got bullish divergence right here, so this makes sense for an ABC for a fact that we're gonna get a bounce now or bounce soon. From this point to this point to this point. So we should test at least this point right here. So I'm thinking this. I'm not going to be longing. Well, it's not horrible. You're on this. It's not horrible, but we already kind of visited it at the top range of this, and we already kind of got that liquidity to be taken from it. And we didn't really go very much of a difference in entry point there to there. It's not much of a change. So yeah, I wouldn't be taking this long necessarily, but I'm very interested on a short of this on any consolidation in a flagging pattern underneath this blue trend line on CAD. And I'll be shooting for a double bottom. Okay, this is the count I like for CAD. One, two, three. Because I broke the high, right? No, I did. Okay. Never mind. I thought if this didn't break the high, I was going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. But this actually broke the high here. So this can't be that. To me, this is all one move right here. You can say this is A, B, C. But it's just I don't like that for it. I don't like this as a C at all. And it looks like it's a WXY if anything. WXY. That's crazy. If you were gonna signify A, B, C, it's actually hit right on the back end algo target for your 1/3 range. Your front range algo target is right here between this gold and blue. Your 1-to-1 is also the hot target. And then the back end range is at 1.236 to 1.382. We can hit that perfectly and we bounce. So I do like this as a WXY. Because look, we got A, B, C, hit that algo target perfectly. What do we get in an extension here? Bitch. I was like, what is this? Why is this confused? Oh, okay. I was a little lost there. I was wondering, because my blue. And look at that. Look at that algo target range hit. Perfect dead cat bounce range algo target hit. So I like this count a lot now. It's gonna actually be my primary for a fact. So W, X, Y, and we're coming down on an A, B, C. We just came down for an A, and we're looking for some sort of flagging B pattern, and then we're going to short this piss out of this, and we get this B pattern. Something like that. Watch for this. Like I said, I wouldn't be longing this necessarily because you're underneath this trend line and stuff. But I can see a bounce happening. It's pretty significant. Now, if DXY shifts the bag, then yeah, obviously this is probably going to be a complete flop. And then this is not going to go up and flag. But there's a possibility that DXY, like I said, goes up from this point instead of making this 1-2, and we can still come up for this deep retracement 2. Like I said, typically for your mono waves, you could expect a 1-to-1 by a minimum, and the 1-to-1's up here. So, but within 1/3 range, typically you get for your correction phases after your impulsive phases, it's typically a 1-to-1 and greater on your mono waves. But like I said, for your stocks and stuff and your large time frames, it's usually the thirds range within this first right here. And this is your hot spot, and that's your hot spot. Okay, do we have anything? This is still flying along. How about USDGPY? What's going on over here? I have no idea why I have this vertical line here. I'm assuming it's going to attest to the end of a trend, or potentially end of a trend. And you see we moved up from this point. So I think that we are going to... I really don't have any clue to what is going on with this. Like, that looks impulsive, right? This all moved up, and this all moved down. So maybe you're gonna move up one more time like this, sideways. And if we cannot clear this low, if we do move up like this, then I'm willing to say this creates a bigger combo. And why is it a WXY, not a WXYZ? It's just the way the subwaves look. And this right here would be, in my opinion, 2 degrees less of a count than this entire structure. Might be 1, we'll see. Might be 1 actually. It might be 1 degree less. So we'll see. It could be a WXYZ. If it continues to stay in this channel, it could just stay that. But I don't care about that. This is just crazy how long it's been going sideways and it's been holding up like this. Something very explosive will happen eventually, and I'm just trying to be on that, try to catch that. What I'm always trying to do is catch that. So far, no entry yet. Again, still no entry in that. So this is moving along quite nicely. Again, I wouldn't be entering this zone. I wouldn't be entering this until we break up here and close and say and prove to me that, okay, this is indeed my count. But it's moving along pretty nicely. So no change on IED CHF. So remember what I went over previously on during I think it was Ethereum or whatever. If you're an Elliott wave trader, you don't even have to be an Elliott wave trader. Just understand expansions and contractions in regards to time and price. When price expands, then your time should expand after. And when time expands, your price should expand after. So if we take this again, take this idea, price just expanded from a period of consolidation. We just expanded out of a place of consolidation. And now we're moving sideways again. Are we contracting? Are we correcting? Are we impulsive? It's very obvious. It's very clear, right? It's not clear, but it's clear on where you should place your bets. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's a system designed to help you design and place your bets. So with this, you were supposed to be buying. So after this, you got this move, right? And after this 1, 2, 3, you bought this third wave move, because this was an impulse. All you're looking for to change your impulsive structure's corrective pattern back impulsively is a 3-way phase. 3-way phase. By that bottom, you found that you hit that. You probably got some divergence somewhere. Right here. And we did. See here? This top. So those top. You notice how they're essentially double topped, right? That's some sort of bearish divergence. So I could have told you, okay, we're still corrective. You could have sold some there. And then we came down again. And you could have got a little fooled here thinking that's a 1, 2, 3. So you could have bought here again. And then again you flagged, created this bearish divergence from there to there. And that was your tail sign saying, okay, this is a corrective phase because you're getting some divergences within the mono waves. And then you would have bought this low because again you made a 3, a quick X, and another 3. So you made, in essence, you hit the 3-way pattern again. So you bought another low. You bought that low again, and you're riding it right now. And right now you're questioning it because you do got some sort of bearish divergence again, here to here. But you notice how we're flagged and we broke above this little flagging area. So now we're potentially holding this position. If this could break this, then this will start flying. This is a very interesting pairing right here. GPD, GPY, very interesting pairing because of this. It could actually move very well pretty soon. And you'll be aiming for a 1-to-1. Followed by a 1, 2, 3, 6. Well, shit. wouldn't be a buyer right now. I'd have like maybe a stop buy. Start doing some math. So that's where the ATR rule would have got you in 1.55 times the ATR of this candle, which is 2.197, added to the high of that candle, 144.67. I know it's better to go off a candle that would just is really close to closing, but this one works, and that would have got you there. And you just expect that once you got in, that you wouldn't return, set your stop slightly lower, and then you aim for these highs. But if this retraces from here, it wouldn't. You would again be a potential buyer. Could this be a W, X, Y, X, and then another three-way pattern maybe? Buy again. Stop loss there. Aim for the top. If you get stopped out, then we know this was a leading diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Only thing you have to watch out for is leading diagonals. Very, very tricky to get people. They got people on Bitcoin and Ethereum this last day. So moving on. I'm not really interested in this. The only thing I like about it is that the fact that if USD does in fact break, this will fly. You have all this divergence, right? This is huge right here. The fact that you're clearing the 1 point divergence on both price and RSI is huge. Well, not on RSI, but you're creating that hidden bullish divergence here. Oh, no, you're not. It's not really. Not really. But we're holding this range, which is huge. Huge that we're holding that range. 0, 1, 2. The divergence got hit. X got broken over. You could have longed that. As soon as the divergence gets hit, you expect the range to be tested. The range was tested. Was the range broken? The range was broken. Was it closed above? It was closed above. So this does look like it's going to do this more than likely. So this is better for a long for sure. Euro ESD for sure. This is just atrocious price action. So it's like I'm more going off RSI and just in basic structure, not basic structure, but in structure and the totality of things. Not necessarily interested exactly in that pair. Like I said, there's better setups in my opinion somewhere in other coins. You got that divergence. That range wasn't tested down here, so I think it's gonna possibly go up one more time. So we'll see how it goes. You guys have any other coins or anything? Not coins, pairings you want to go over before I potentially head out of here? Cause I'm basically done. I have no other things I really have eyeballed. this week. I tend to try to stick to the same pairings for, what do they call it? FX. So you can get a really understanding of the mood and how the price action goes and how people are trading it. Because if you start flip flopping every other freaking trading pair, then you're gonna not understand how the algos work in that time in that specific pairing. Like for Ethereum, a very common is the 786, and for Bitcoin, it's the 886. So they're a little bit different, you know, in terms of what the algos. And the same thing goes for FX pairings. The algos are slightly different. So you don't want to be consistently and always flip-flopping in what you trade. You want to kind of stay within the same parameters. Like I try to stay trading USD pairings, Euro, and CAD. But this month was obviously last month was GPY and NZD because we had a bullish setup. But let's see what happens here. So we're finally where the market's open because I see movement now finally. So this is gonna get interesting. Very interesting. Let's see, open up this real quick. This looks like a leading diagonal for so it's right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I wouldn't be surprised if this retraces to about that zone. Let me pivot up and get this C leg, and who knows how big this C leg will get. This could double top here. I at least expect a double top. I don't like considering correctives waves and ending waves until they break boundaries of some sort, and so I expect this to be broken. Yeah, I don't think I have any more ideas, guys. Any more things I need to cover? Unless you have anything you want me to cover. I'm gonna be heading out of here pretty soon. Pretty soon. Yep. Alright, you guys. Let me know. I'm going to be on for like a few more minutes. I'm going to raise these tunes up just a tad. Get the moves a little more mellow as we head out. Get the feelings back right. This is supposed to be strange. Yeah, this looks like it's gonna more likely come down. I wasn't really paying attention to this 30-minute time frame as we moved along our freaking analysis. Unfortunately, I totally forgot. Oh well, here it is. If we close like this, it'll be pretty decent. Okay, we got bullish divergence, right? Technically. So in theory, we should test this. And if we don't test this pretty soon, like within the next two candles, so this candle and next candle, then I'll bet that we'll break these lows right here. After divergence, you should test your range high or low that you previously were in. Divergence was formed, tested that range, but we could not clear it, so divergence is most likely false. Same thing here. We got divergence. We should test this range right here, and if we don't, then we could short it. Okay. Short it and expect that 127 range to be hit. Okay. Yeah, for sure. If we stay like this, can we in my opinion, this can't be a B wave anymore. We've went too far deep for this move right here. Went too deep for a B wave. This being A, B, C. Now, can this all be A, this B? Yeah, it can. Can all be A, B. One, two. So if you're a scalper, if you're trying to get on a trade, just pay attention to the 15 and 30 minute time frame. Okay, I know it sucks, but yeah, you can't really gauge and know for a fact at this very moment. But to really protect yourself, protect your capital, this is how you should play it, in my opinion. Okay, just watch to see if this divergence is actually true or false in the 30 minute time frame. We just hit divergence, so we should, in theory, test this range. Okay? If this is going to be for real the breakdown, we shouldn't get any sort of retracement past this golden box that I'm about to show you right here. And if we do, then we'll probably signify that divergence as true for now, and we'll probably put up that C leg that I've been seeing if we're going to ever put in. So we shouldn't get beyond this point whatsoever. If this is indeed going to be the bearish short setup. So they're pretty long wicks. So it looks like people are buying up this zone a little bit. So I like it. It's still very possible this is A, B, C. Unfortunate. See where we retrace to from this point. Right into the golden box. So yeah, we'll see. Is this? We'll see. For a fact, I'll have some stop sells underneath this because I believe if we go beneath 135.61, we're gonna break down probably 134.91 right there. Actually, I think that. Yeah, that's what I like. I just don't. I wouldn't expect us to do an expanding. It just wouldn't make sense to do it right now. It wouldn't make sense to do this. Yeah, I do like this as a stop sell right there. Not bad. Even that's just a form. That's what I love about crypto. There's just in these small moves, you got 4% and 3% moves, and just these small moves. You got 3% and 4% moves. That's huge. And this was just ridiculous, even ridiculous. 20% move. Very upset. Such a pleb on that one. Alrighty, guys. I'm officially done. So it's been a pleasure, and I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Catch me on tomorrow at the same time, noon time. And if things start popping off tonight, I'll hop on tonight for sure for my members, for sure. Alright. So don't feel afraid. Don't get worried. I'll be around. I'll be monitoring, trying to keep us unlocked. Okay. This is your boy, Satoshi, Mother effing Heavy, signing out. And I hope you all have a great day, night, morning, wherever it is you are. And I will also catch you all back on tomorrow, alright? Much love, everyone. This is Satoshi Heavy. Sign the F out. Peace.